It's time for the twerk later. It's time for the cut crease later. It's time for the cut crease later. No, I'm so goofy, y'all. Please excuse me. Anywho, I get real excited when I'm getting ready to do a tutorial. Today's look is brought to you by none other than Wind Down with Lee. Take a look at this eye. Stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how I accomplished it. All right? Okay, let's get started. I'm going to do something different. I have an app on my phone that I'm going to allow to choose the colors that I'm going to put on today. So, let's see what we're going to do. Hit random. Now, the three palettes that I have chosen to use today, off the rip, is the ABH palette, simply because with those colors that came up, you see why, right? Yeah. Okay. Of course, the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. These are the colors. That yellow is mainly what I'll be going after in this palette. The Morphe palette that my honey got me for my birthday, it is those greens that I'll be going after, which is up in that area. Okay, let's get started. I did put a concealer on my eyes. I did not use my P. Louise primer this time, but you can use any primer of your choice or concealer of your choice. When you get ready to cut your crease, you do want to make sure you use, I would recommend the P. Louise primer. That's just my choice. What I'm doing right now is basically this eye is doing what this eye had done. So basically I am cleaning that up. And all this is the same concealer that was on this brush previously. Same thing. Let me look back at my colors to make sure I'm staying on fit. I don't want y'all to talk bad about me. How my phone don't even recognize my face? Like, hello, it's me. Unlock. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for noticing me. You know. So here's what I'm gonna do, because I believe the green yellow combo is a little bit too close to home. I'm gonna do a second color. Pray to God it's something that will go. Right? So I'll let you see the second color. Let's see what the second color is. So the first color, we know it is a shade of green. Second color, purple. Mardi Gras is all I see. Yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, as I showed you in the beginning, I'm going to start off with the ABH Novena Pro Palette Volume 3. The color I'm using here is B4. This will be my base or my transition color, as you've heard me mention before. When you initially apply your first transition color, you want to pack it on because you are going to end up blending it out. So you want to make sure you put on enough color so that it's not too translucent when you get ready to actually blend it out. Take a look here. Now, the next color I chose is the C4 from the same palette, and I'm putting this on in a V motion. So I'm going right beneath the color right beneath the B4 that I actually put on first, and I'm blending it in towards the inner portion of my eye as well. But I'm not going completely over to the inner corner of my eye, just right in the center above, like maybe the pupil area. And I'm just going to blend that in. So it's just right there in that corner V. And this next color that I'm applying is Power Slayer from the Boss Mood Morphe palette. Gives me a little depth to my eye. Now the next step is definitely preference, but I chose the color D1 from the ABH palette because I like to apply just a bit of neutral in my eye looks. The next shade is B3. And I'm just applying that because I wanted to bring a little bit more of the pinkish purplish look before I applied the green. Now here comes the hard part. Make sure you have a flat brush. I use the MAC M242 brush. You want to take your P. Louise concealer and you want to make sure you put it on your eyelid and look up as high as you possibly can. Roll your eyes while you're looking up there. Then you want to go in with a very nimble hand and make sure you cut your crease as crisp as you possibly can. If you go above the line that you originally created, that's fine. Just take it a little bit higher. Make your strokes very small, tiny strokes at a time, and go around as small as possible. And you see, I kept looking up to make sure I was in the right space for my cut crease. Okay? You do that, you're golden. Now the cut crease that you see me doing here, it is a half cut crease. And additionally, I wanted to let you know that you can use a glitter primer if you are going to be using glitter for your cut crease. Now, when applying your pigment, I would say to use a dense, fluffy brush. The brush I'm using is the Sigma E55. The pigment that I'm using is a loose glitter pigment, and I could have used a glitter primer as well. Some pigments require, some water in order to, activate them and get them to shimmer up for you. Others don't. So just make sure you understand what type of pigment you're using before you actually place it on top of your cut crease. Now, once you see me set my loose glitter, I came back with the color C5 from the ABH palette and I placed it right in that corner because I wanted to try to start that blend. See how that harsh line is there? I don't want that. So I'm placing that green in there because I wanted to give it a little bit more of that green pop. Then I'm also going to go back in with the B4. That's the color. And I'm going to blend that right on top of that green, which is just the non-shimmery shade, so that I can make sure everything blends, seamlessly. You don't want one color, two colors, three colors. You don't want it to look like that. You want everything to look as if it's shaded one. Now back to grade school we go. No one likes to color outside of the line. So what I did was I took a flat brush and I went back in with the color C4 and I made sure any of the glitter that came outside of the lines, I used my C4, that color, and I placed it right on top of that glitter, which gave me a straight, perfect line. Ta-da, the secret. Got that one from my daughter. Now, I know typically you see a wing liner when you see this type of look, but because I have on eyelash extensions and it's really hard to get that eyeliner off, I just went ahead and took a black from the Morphe Boss Move palette and I just applied it on with a second, really thin brush just to give me a little more depth to the actual lash extensions. And that is all, folks. Check me out for the final look. Okay, beautifuls, this is the final look. How did you do on the cut crease? Listen, if you didn't get it this time, that's okay. There will be more tutorials on how to create this cut crease look. I did not do the full face in this video because I have other videos, and I'll link them above if you want to take a look at that, okay? But also, if you stood around this long, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you watching my videos. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And if this is your first time, welcome to the lovely family. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.